As we do at the end of the shows, we have what is called the happy ending. Let's bring it all in. Rolo's here.
We're in the trust nest.
Let's go. We're in the trust nest. The circle. Circle the trust. I thought I could. Yeah. What? So the happy ending. And this is another Wall Street Journal article. But they actually revealed the secret to a lasting romance, which we'll show you in a second. Oh, here it is. The secret to a lasting romance is doing new things together. Researchers have tips for how couples can connect through spelunking, stargazing, and sharing, what does it say? New things, guys. So there's only one person on the panel that's been married for at least a year. Well, I was. That's a whole other story.
At least a year?
You've been married. Yes, I actually was. But you're the only person who's still currently married.
Sure.
What's the secret to a long, happy, sexual chocolate relationship?
It's understanding happiness, which is exactly what this is referring to. So happiness is not something that happens long term. It's not a destination. It's not some goal that you get to. Happiness is a proximate goal. It is not an ultimate outcome like you were talking about. There's ultimate outcomes and there's proximate. Well, when happiness is an emotion, and I think one of the greatest disservices we do to women is we teach women that happiness is something that they can achieve in the long term and maintain it long term. Yep. That's why we prescribe SSRIs, antidepressants for women way more than we do for men, because we have sold women on this idea that if they get married, if they do this, if they do that, if they go to therapy, if they go to yoga, if they go to whatever, then they will be happy. It's the carrot that keeps you going, right? Well, the problem with that is it fundamentally misinterprets what happiness is. Happiness is doing. We do happy. We don't get happy or be happy. We have to do things, and that's exactly what this is talking about right here. I do things with my wife. We're both in, like, we rescue greyhounds. Okay, so that's like one of the things that we have in common. Right? So we do things, and when you're doing things together, I'm just throwing out something cute, right? I mean, but we also raised a daughter from infancy to like 26 years old, right? So we have a shared history of doing happy together. So it's not like, oh, we're all just going to suddenly get to 65 and we're all just going to retire and have this nice, happy, blissful, joyous feeling all the time. You have to be doing shit. And I think whenever I see people trying to put a measurement on happiness, to say, well, the average woman is happier or unhappier with kids, without kids, like depending on who you're reading, it's all based on one fundamental bullshit premise, which is you can be happy, or you can be content. And the human animal, the human nature of the condition of humans is discontent, and how you deal with that discontent. The things that you do that make you happy, it's also like depression or anxiety. It's an emotion that pushes you from one state into another. If you're happy while you're doing that thing and you're enjoying it and it's intrinsically rewarding, you feel happiness when you are like playing guitar, surfing, doing art, singing, whatever it is that you doing comedy. I don't know, whatever that seems like your natural talent. It's usually because you feel good while you're doing it, and you want to feel that feeling again in the moment while you're doing it. At the end of the comedy show, at the end of the gig, at the end of whatever it is, you might have a feeling of accomplishment, but that diminishes and it goes away and you come back. So discontent is actually a feature and not a bug of human nature. So doing things together rather than just sitting around and saying, oh, I hope happiness like smacks me in the head today. That's not how things work. And so if you can understand that and you can work within that framework, you're going to have a much happier doing happy together than you would otherwise.
I hope you lady took notes. I'm going to ask